All right, so everyone mess up the minigame.
I've already been doing it. I'm way ahead of
I was like, I don't have to tell you.
I think that's it.
Oh my god, I am spazzing out.
So now you basically would try and run outside, but we're going to intentionally not do that.
Yeah, so oh my god. So that, I guess that's like the trade-off really is, it's not even about making your life easier, it's about making sure your life is intact when you use it.
Hello gamer, my name is Mem and I am the marketing lead for our upcoming space adventure co-op indie game called Rusted Frontier, where you build a remote space mining colony, haul complex resources across ever-expanding networks, and you use big sci-fi vehicles in order to do so. This will be a hands-on, co-op, physics-based adventure, and be a good time with your friends. And even though we are in super early development, I want to show you exactly what our internal team has been doing over the last couple weeks. Some of the decisions off programming, physics, very limited art for now, and a lot of the decisions on what they're doing and giving you some insight as the potential player you might be in our game. So we're going to jump into this clip. I'll actually show you what's going on in the world, and you'll be right there with me. And I'll ask the important questions just for you, my friends. So let's jump into that clip. And again, temporary art, okay? Thanks.
Game. All right. So the first on our list that we're going to show you is called a tungsten mine. Please educate me on what a tungsten mine is in this game.
So this is the mine here, and we were trying to, everything in our game is considered diegetic, which is the word we're using to describe how you interact with everything in the game. And where a lot of games kind of automate things, for example, you walk up to a tree and you click on the tree and you do that 5 times to 7 times, whatever, then the tree collapses and you collect the wood. We wanted to do more than that. So we're calling this a +1. You go up to the tree and you get some kind of more interaction with like a mini game where you have to do something to interact with the object. So with this, you're going and collecting tungsten from a mine. And we could have made this very simple where you just basically walk up and the mine is just auto-producing resources and you just click on it 3 times and you collect it. But we wanted to go to the next level. We wanted to really take this and kind of push this as far as it would go so that the mine actually has this immersive environment and gives you this diegetic experience, which we were looking for. So here's the top level of the mine. And what we're going to do is go onto the elevator. So let's all pile on here. And here, Mem, if you want the honors, you can grab that little, grab that little thing.
I had to test how fast this would go. Wait, did you guys turn on the lights? Or is that automatic?
Nope, it happens automatically.
Oh, nice.
So now we're in the mine. And the mine, basically we're going to undergo this little mini game to collect resources inside the mine. So this entire thing is just for this one specific resource. This is not like a core part of the game where you're collecting 15 different resources in there. This is just for one of the resources, which is one of 20 to 30 different resources.
And I just have to remind our viewers, this is a work in progress, right?
Yes.
This is not, none of this is final. All temporary assets, all temporary artwork, correct, Mr. Clinton?
Right.
Very temporary, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So what we'll do...
I can make better art than this, I promise, than this on the wall.
Okay, so we get down here, right, and you said this we go down here to collect specifically tungsten. This is the resources that we need.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, you're going all the way down. Okay.
Yeah. So we have to go all the way down into the mine, and we come up to these little nodes here, and you have to play this little kind of mini game style thing. And we try and hit the bar into the piece there, yeah, just like that. And if you miss, what's going to happen is it does damage to the mine, and the mine is going to slowly get more and more damaged over time until it begins to collapse.
Oh.
And this mechanic is kind of like in Darkest Dungeon, we call it Death's Door, where once the mine reaches 100% damage, every time you do damage to the mine, it rolls a dice, and you have 50-50 chance the whole mine will collapse, killing everyone inside. And you'll have only 30 seconds to try and escape the mine. So this kind of creates a risk-reward system where the deeper in the mine you go, the better resources you get, but the harder the minigame is, and the longer it takes to try and run out.
I see.
So yeah, you can see it collapsing with whomever is breaking and failing the minigame.
It's not me.
It's probably me. So obviously is there going to be let's say we're really far deep into the mine, is there going to be a way to transport the resource quicker?
No, so it's all by hand. So this is kind of the idea of our like anti-automation game. Everything is done by hand. Everything is picked up with your little grav guns. So this cart is basically the only thing that's going to help us in this task. So we bring the cart over here, and then we load it up. And you can tell this thing is really heavy, so it takes all three of us to load it up into the cart.
And then once you get all this tungsten back, then you bring the cart over and boom, bada, bang, rinse and repeat.
Exactly.
Yep. Cool. Yep. I like it.
So tungsten, at the minute, tungsten is like our second resource, and its unique quality at the minute is that it's really heavy. So even just one chunk is quite difficult to pick up by yourself. So it needs a bit of cooperation.
So should we collapse it just to show what that looks like?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so everyone mess up the minigame.
I've already been doing it. I'm way ahead of
I was like, I don't have to tell you anything.
I think that's it.
Oh my god, I am spazzing out.
So now you basically would try and run outside, but we're going to intentionally not do that.
This is definitely calling for an epilepsy notification in the beginning of this. Oh my!
Oopsie.
So there we go. So we collapsed the mine, and now what's going to happen is the mine is now off limits. It's fully collapsed, and we can't get back in until the next game day where it resets. So we physically have to wait out the game day, which is a full 15-minute cycle.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right on.
And you can see that like we have the full nighttime, like this laying down to this amazing aurora borealis effect.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the visuals.
So, yeah, I mean, should we go back to it and we can reset the day and then bring the card out and show the process of kind of collecting it from there?
Oh, sorry.
So let's hit day reset. Yep, day reset triggered. Okay, so now we hit the button on this to bring the elevator back up. That's down, boy.
Let's go. Oh.
Okay, so I undid the collapse with the cheat, but now we'll basically just grab some more resources and head up to the top.
Thank you. Thank you for your help.
This is really heavy.
Well, good work.
There we go.
Beautiful teamwork.
I didn't know you could do that. I blame the designer, whoever did that. So definitely not my fault, guys.
Yeah, it's a feature, not a bug. All right, let's last one.
I'm gonna let you guys pull this because I am gonna butcher this.
Yeah, so if we all grab the cart, we'll make it go faster.
There we go.
So you put it on the elevator. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. In you go.
All right. Bring us up. Beam us up. All right.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And now we take the cart and we move it over to the end of this little rail. And now, Mem, the thing you did by mistake, we can do on purpose.
So, can I do the honors?
Yeah, do the honors. Grab that handle right there. And just go straight up. Boom.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so now these are in there. Yep.
Yep. So now, if you want to swing on over here, what we do is we can reset the cart and then climb up this little ladder. And once we bring a vehicle below the dispensing point, you can press that little button that's up there. and that will take the ore from the hopper and drop it out of the.
Should I press it now?
Yeah, go for it. I mean, there's nothing there to collect it, but just drop on Liam's head. Why not?
I'll catch it. Do it again.
So just to confirm, we put this in there, and then it does what exactly in the hopper? Like, why do we put this in here?
So that's basically a way to move it and keep track of it. Because everything is done by hand, there's no real, you'd have to sit there and load each one of these into the truck. So this is a way that you can basically just park the truck below it. When it's ready, you just press the button to dispense it.
Ah, I see. Okay, so you bring the truck here, and then you just have this ready to load onto the truck. Okay, I get it.
Exactly. So it's a way to just kind of help you deliver the resources without having to do everything by hand.
Cool. Great. So this is the tungsten mine. So that's the loop in itself. You go down, you get some tungsten, bring it back up with the my terminology of mechanics.
Mine cart,
bring it into the hopper, then this is here to load into the truck where you can bring it back to the base.
Exactly. And like I said, that's just one single resource out of the 50 that we have. So the idea was instead of in Rust or whatever, you go up to a rock and just click on it and get the thing. You have to do this whole entire process to get the rock. Now, you might be thinking, okay, this sounds fun for the first 20 times, but what about the 100th time? Well, we have an upgrade for that. So if we actually head back to the base, I can show that to you. So here's our world map. We all can move it around together. You can see all of us are interacting with it. We all see the same thing. So
how do I get the red laser?
It's happening automatically, so it's just showing you where other players are pointing. So you already know where your own cursor is pointing. Yeah. So that's what's cool about this is I've never seen a game that does UI that's 100% networked. So we're all interacting with the same thing. When you click on the map and use the scroll wheel on it, you can zoom it, you can move it around. We all see the same.
Oh yeah, that's
stuff.
Nice.
So what we would do now is this. We click on this guy, and this gives us this upgrade panel. And we would take the flops, which is the in-game resource that we have, which is the frontier logistics operation points, and we would inject it into the mine, and that's going to give us upgrades. So I'll go ahead and give us a few flops that we can work with. And
flops
so now,
is the currency. Maybe we explain that after this. Is what are flops? Why do we name it flops? That's a good question to ask. I've never heard any other currency in any other game called flops, so there definitely is a story behind it. So exactly, what are we? Just to reiterate, what are we doing here? We're upgrading it, right?
We're upgrading it. Yeah. So if you want to go ahead and click on the +20 button, so you're injecting the flops into it, and then we level up the mine. So go ahead and do it level up again.
I see. And this just gives us more spawn nodes in that mine to get, to basically have more to work.
Exactly. Okay. Some of the nodes that we were collecting, they could have been empty, so that increases the chance of them making something.
Cool.
So here we have now two options where we can go left or right: the collection zone size, or the lower the chance of a mine collapse. So if we were to do the collection zone size, that gives us a bigger ore cart and a bigger hopper, so we can take more out per trip.
Cool.
And now the final one that I wanted to show, go ahead and inject it all the way to level 3. Or level 4.
I think I need more flops.
I think you need some flops. That's what the man.
Can you loan me some flops?
Hey man, I promise I'll give it back. I got money coming in day now.
Automates ore collection.
All right, so now go ahead and go back to the tilde, hit up again to get the outer mine, and hit enter.
All right.
Okay. So now, if we go back to where the elevator was, you can see that the elevator is completely closed up and replaced with this very temporary artwork asset, which is just automatically collecting ore for us in the hopper.
Nice.
So the whole process of having to go down there and grab all that and play the whole minigame, that's completely automated away, but of course it's very expensive. So the player has to choose, do they want to put points into this? And of course there's 50 other buildings that they can upgrade and buy things for. So that's kind of the player choice. Do you want to upgrade this and automate it, or do you want to essentially keep it where you have to go down into it, but put your points into something else?
Cool. So we're obviously giving a lot of player choice on how you want to I suppose play the game. If you don't even want to do this, you don't have to.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you can spend your flops elsewhere if you feel like it would be more beneficial.
The space that the players are exploring as you go deeper into the mine, the idea there is that the risk reward kind of increases over time or distance from the elevator. So I think we were going to explore some different designs where we have multiple chambers connected via corridors, so that when players get into that situation where they find that they've done too much damage to the mine and now the roof is collapsing, there is they have a little bit of time to get out, but potentially because they went too far into the mine, they're in a lot of trouble and they can't actually get out in time and they get killed. So we're going to do some stuff with the layouts to make it a little bit riskier for players if they want to go for that higher quality or higher yield, or it's deeper into the mine, I think.
Now, are you going to design it in a way where I'm going to get lost?
Potentially. I mean, I think, yeah, maybe. I think the earlier mine, the first mine the player encounters, we should probably go a little bit easy on them, so that they're not completely put off. But I think once they're familiar with how the mine mechanics work, we could potentially have different layouts for different mines, depending on if we need multiple tungsten mines or not. But I'd assume at some point we might explore doing this kind of mine mechanic for other resources, but at the same time we want to keep things quite unique as much as possible for each resource type, so I guess that's still open to discussion.
Cool.
Great.
All right, moving on. Let's go back to the terminal.
All right, so now we have flops in Floperations Lab. Flop is what exactly? Can we go through what flops are in Rusted Frontier? It's currency, but how does it work?
Liam, you want to take this home while I'm spawning this in?
Yeah, sure. So flops is, I believe it stands for Frontier Logistics Operation Points. And it's basically kind of like a mixture of XP and currency. And you use it to spend it on building upgrades, buying the buildings themselves, buying vehicles, upgrading your vehicles, buying player items, potentially upgrading your robot as well with unique stats. So everything that you do in the game, you're constantly spending flops. So it's a very limited resource at the start, but you can do various things to kind of increase your flops production speed. We just thought flops is just a really funny word, and we kind of retroactively called it Frontier Logistics Operation Points. I think it works pretty well.
That's awesome.
Okay.
So we have the Floperations Lab next, which Floperations Lab, tell me how those two things work together.
So this is a mechanic that we're still working on tuning correctly, but at the moment, the way it works is you get one flop every 10 seconds. And that just kind of makes it so you're never running out of currency. The game is always ticking forward. We have a time sensitivity in the game where you're trying to do all these tasks before a timer runs out, and that's a whole different discussion. So I won't get into that here. But you're trying to get as much as you can in as short of period of time as you can. And so every 10 seconds you'll get one, and that's clearly not enough to be able to do anything with. So what you can do is build this Floperations Lab here, and this will, as you can even see, as time ticks by, it just ticks on its own little timer and adds 3 flops to the total each time it hits its little timer thing.
I see.
So we can go to different pads and we can add multiple of these things. There's only so many pads in the game. So this little thing that it's sitting on here is like a construction pad.
And you can build anything on this.
You can build anything.
In this case, we have a lab on it, right?
Exactly. We have a Floperations Lab on it. So that's daytime. So each pad has a different size. You can only build certain objects on different size pads. So you can build the research lab on, or the Floperations Lab on any of the pads. But of course it takes up that pad. So by putting this here, you can't put something else. So yes, you get your economy better, but you can't develop other resources as a result. And that's kind of the trade-off. So just by virtue of this thing existing, it's giving us flops every second. So this is kind of like its base level 0. It doesn't really do much besides just give us kind of a passive upgrade to our income. But
And just to remind the viewers, this is not the final asset. Work in progress. Everything that you're seeing in this is work in progress.
Yeah. Can you imagine if we came into this like buildings, like this little world of the gray buildings, and we're like, "Yep, this is the game.
This is the final product, guys. Welcome."
Yeah, hope
now,
you like
all of this stuff that you're seeing in this is all temporary, so we will make it look pretty. Do not worry.
Yeah, it's a step that every game goes through. It's called block out. So everything, before we spend tons of time making the art for something, before we know how it's going to actually function, we do this process called block out, which is what everything's in at the minute. Saves a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so to make the Floperations Lab actually accept crystals, what we can do now is upgrade it from level 1 to level 2. So you can see here, it's going to add the ability for the converting overclock crystals into flops directly. So I'll go ahead and upgrade this all the way. Oops, I'm missing 1. There we go. Okay, so now we have the choice between, do we want to instantly convert crystals? So the crystals, they're called overclock crystals. These are things that we find in the world.
Crystals right there
Yes.
okay.
And these are going to be randomly placed in the world. They're hard to find. They're hard to extract. We'll go into that in a second. But essentially, you now have the choice of if you want to impart crystals into this machine, do you want it to give you a quick injection of money, or do you want it to be a slow injection of money, but over a longer period of time? I'm sorry, a larger injection of money, but over a longer period of time. So we can choose, do we want to add 50 instantly or get 100 over 10 minutes? So I'll go ahead and pick the long one.
You made the right choice.
Always go with the higher economy, right?
Always higher. We're looking for big gains here. not as high as the S&P 500, but in this case,
What, in this economy?
all right. What are these lights?
Okay. So you want to go ahead and open it up. Use a little lever there.
Oh,
Okay. Oh.
It's a hot tub, right?
We will have an achievement. We will have an achievement that if your buddy goes in here and you close it, I can't get out now.
Do you see how fast I closed that? By the way, I didn't even I didn't even give you a
no
chance.
Hesitation. Yeah.
yeah, you were waiting.
There's no morality consideration. You just went. So what we would do is we go get these overclock crystals that are right here, and you have to like wiggle them free. It's they kind of look like teeth. You gotta kind of pick them up and move them left to right.
Oh, good wiggle. Good work.
Pops out.
God.
Yeah.
This give me flashbacks to the dentist. I'm guessing one of your friends has to help you open the hatch, right? Well, if I planned this properly, I would have.
There you go, sir.
And
Yep. Drop it in.
Nom. Oh, my apologies.
There it goes.
This one. There we go.
Can you break the crystals putting them in the vat?
Yes. Once they're inside the vat, they refuse to break, just so it doesn't frustrate players that they like, transport it halfway across the map and then broke it at the last second. But like, if you look over here at this one I'm facing, yeah. So if I take this and I drop it from on high, it'll smash.
My economy! All right, so obviously we put
now,
2 in there, and now we have 2 green lights. So explain how this light, I guess, is that just signal how many we put in?
Exactly. So now it's consuming it for 10 minutes, and it will eventually give us 100 over the total of that 10 minutes. And you see it's combined. It used to be giving us 3 per tick, but now it's giving us 5 because we have 2 in there.
Oh, okay.
So if we were to open it back up, it stops that process. And the next time it ticks, you'll see it will say 3.
You just put that in there, yeah, too.
All right, in you go, buddy.
Well, we'll get to this a little bit later, but these have a habit of wanting to be in the shot. They're like wannabe celebrities. Great. So when we put all of these in there, and you mentioned before that these won't just spawn in the base, right? Can you plant these here, or are these only out in the world?
Yeah, Michael, you want to take that one?
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at different locations for these, but I think we want to make it a bit of a challenge for players to find them firstly, and then also get them back to the base safely, because obviously they're quite fragile. So right now you can find them in sort of more hidden locations around the main colony, particularly in like small like pits and sinkholes and little cave spaces nearby to where the players have started. Yeah, and when you're trying to get one of these crystals back to the surface and then put it in a cart and get it back to the base, there's like a dozen different situations or scenarios where you can end up breaking it and ruining all your good work, basically.
Cool. All right, so that's how you get currency, and then you use these flops again, like you mentioned earlier, to upgrade certain things, like possibly the mine, even the lab itself here, from what I understand. And then basically that's the currency for every upgrade in this game. Is that correct?
That's right. And the idea would be, it's kind of like, I got this idea from like The Sims, where you have 8 in-game hours to do something and you have 15,000 tasks that you want to do in a day. So there's always more stuff to spend it on than you ever have resources available, which creates a player choice of which stuff do you spend it on, and kind of a low-level strategy of just, we want to invest into this or invest it back into this. Obviously, You can invest back into your own economy to try and make it better for later, but because we have this time pressure, that's not always the best choice to do. So There's kind of a meta game going on top of the actual game itself that we're playing in the immediate.
We have next on the list, maybe we talk about this guy that keeps wanting to make an introduction. So maybe we go and segue into this, because he's seeming to segue into our shots a lot. And we specifically are using the term robot, robots, and not anything else.
Not anything else.
Not anything else.
Why don't you take this one?
Yeah, so these are our little friendly sweeper robots that basically just kind of wander your base, and they do a little bit of sweeping. Your base, look at all this dirt. There's a lot of mud. So they keep the place tidy while you're out and about. And like you said, they get in your way and you just throw them out the way like that.
Oh my God, look at that landing.
That was pretty good, man. That was a 3-point.
And so these basically, what, besides cleaning the base, is there any other function, or I guess what was the philosophy about making robots in the base? What was, I guess, who came up with the idea? Because I do want to know, like, do you guys just wake up one day and was like, yeah, let's just make robots in the base? Like, how did this come to fruition?
This was just kind of like, we wanted set dressing for the base. The philosophy is always that, like, if there's an opportunity to polish something, you should take it. And that these little guys are going to add a lot of personality and life to what is otherwise intentionally a very barren world. Mm-hmm. So the idea is that we're kind of isolated on this asteroid. So if you look up into the sky, let me change the weather so we can actually see it. So if you look up in the sky, we're kind of on one of the rings of this gas giant. So one of the trillions of different asteroids that comprises this planet's rings, we're on one of those. And so we're intentionally sent here as this kind of like desolate world to extract these resources. And that means that there's not going to be much on this world that's going to have life. So any chance that we can to kind of inject a little bit of personality and life into it, we're taking. And that's why these little sweeper robots just kind of add a lot of personality to the base, even though they don't really do anything. And that's why we took a lot of the extra effort to make them have personality, where like they get mad if you hit them, like they'll flip over and you can see he gets really excited and runs away. We can take him out of the base if you follow me.
And also, I'm just showing the viewers, we coded, you guys coded, I say we as if I did it, you guys coded AI into this, so if it has collision towards a wall, it automatically backs up, goes a different direction, right?
That's right, yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, we can even take him out of the base, and like, his little happy house is the base where he's sweeping the floor, and he's in his happy spot. But if we take him out here, he actually has no idea where he is. So we can watch when he's done with throwing his temper tantrum. And now he's confused because he's outside the base, so he doesn't even know where he is. So now he goes into this little like AI state of trying to like wander, but it's like really kind of timid and scared because he doesn't know what to do. So he kind of just wanders around and looks for purpose. which we just stripped him of by bringing him out here.
That sounds like me in my daily life. I feel it.
When we get audio in the game, it would be really nice if this little guy is kind of, very visibly, very audibly upset when he can't find his way back, and then you just throw him further away.
The real question is, if I grow an attachment to one specific robot, can I name them?
I'd be insulted if you didn't, frankly.
Okay, cool. So those are the robots, and now it's literally freaking out that it's like so far. I think this is the furthest it's yondered beyond the
ever in its little life. Yeah, this is the farthest I've ever been from home,
and being used as a simulation for dizziness. Cool. Well, so those are the mouse. We're calling these what exactly? So what are these guys called again? Just for the viewers.
A mouse bot.
Mouse bot. All right.
Great.
So we have a vending machine in our game, and then we have some items you can get with the vending machine. This is temporary. We will make this look better, but it's in very early stages. So take it away, y'all. What is the vending machine? Why does it serve a purpose? And what can you buy from it? First off, why is there a vending machine in Rusted Frontier?
So we want to have a way to give items to the player that costs money. The items are really powerful. They can do really specialized things. But of course, it takes money, which takes time. And that takes away from your core purpose of what you're trying to do in the overarching game. So this kind of allows you to pick and select things that they don't really cheat, but they give you really special powers. And so they're kind of more of an opt-in. They're always really expensive items, and you can kind of choose, do I want to get this little thing that really helps things along, or do I want to just kind of do it by hand? So it's kind of a way to have a dispenser that gives you something that can help you along if you get stuck or need to go faster with something else.
I see.
So there's a bunch of little items in here right now. Here, let's just pick the jetpack to start off with. So here, I guess so you can get me do it. I'll put it on. So you should see me wearing a little jetpack now, which again, temporary artwork.
I think I put it on myself.
You grabbed it, yeah. So go ahead and
yoink.
Hold down right click. There you go.
Oh, he's going.
So this is how it looks, I guess. I do want you to wear one too, just so I can see what it looks like. But
yeah, I'll grab
pretty nice. And again, is this unlimited? Have we figured that out yet? Have you guys thought about the philosophy of? I mean, jetpack in every game is done differently. So I'm wondering how you guys are thinking about doing the jetpack here in terms of how many uses you get out of it.
So right now it's pretty temporary. If you're on the ground, it resets, and then it only gets a small little boost while you're in the air. So we'll either make it more powerful and have a limited use, or have it be as weak as it is now with unlimited use. And it just costs a lot to unlock it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I think the idea with a lot of these items is that they're not essential, but they'll kind of just help in some way. So, for example, there might be a resource that's up high somewhere, and there's quite an annoying path to get up there. So at first you just walk up there manually, but then later on, when you have the flops to spare, you can just buy the jetpack and kind of skip the annoying climb.
I noticed when I hit space before, I get like a lot more momentum. Is that on purpose?
Yep. So jumping and then doing it makes you go way higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Sorry, what were you saying, Michael?
I was just going to say, I think that later in the game or further out from the settlement, you'll find some environments that there's a lot more verticality, where things like the jetpack would be really enormously useful for the players, basically. Not to say that you couldn't explore those environments without it, but just to kind of make...
Now, Michael, the real important question is, are you going to put something on top of here? Because I definitely, as a player, will try to get on top of everything.
Ooh.
I think that's... Yeah, I mean, it'd be ridiculous if we didn't.
Oh, I could almost get it! Ah! So I'm already trying on the blocks, Yeah, this is really fun.
Yeah,
I could see myself just doing this for a good 30 minutes, and my friends being like, dude, we're on a timer. I'd be like, no, I have to use the jetpack, sorry. Yeah. That's
There
really
should be
cool.
like some mouse robots up there
Yes.
having lunch or something.
Cleaning
Yeah.
the roof or having a picnic. Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. So that was the jetpack. We have a few other items here. So you want to just go through the next one? That's
Yeah. So let's get a bunch of, so we can all get a version of this. All right. So again, all of this is temporary artwork. Obviously, this is this stupid thing is not final. Thank God.
Hey, I put a lot of work into that.
I actually designed that. It was really hard.
So the nice thing about this is you can only carry one backpack at a time, and each one of these is considered a backpack. So in order to pick that up, we have to hold down X to drop the jetpack. There you go. And now you can pick up the gun. So no artwork for that, so it just sticks out of your back at the moment. But let's.
I'm already using it. Okay.
Yep.
Ooh.
And obviously the viewers can see me, picking up a bunch of stuff, but I think generally this was created to make transport easier for the resources that do exist in this game. Kind of explain, how expensive is this item? When does the player, I guess, want to use it? How do they get it? Is it just as easy as getting flops and buying it? Is there different versions, upgrades of this weapon? Kind of explain to me why you guys put this in here, and when can the player expect to, I guess, use this? Because this seems like, to me, as a player, really nice. But I'm wondering, is this like a late game item, mid game item? How fast can you get this? To what purpose?
Yeah, those are really good questions. We're still deciding on where in the progression it comes in, but it's not really it doesn't cheat that much. It just enables you to move a bunch of stuff all at once, which you would still be able to do by hand, one by one. So it just kind of, again, saves you some time, but it is very expensive. So that's kind of the trade-off. Do you want to save time and get a bunch of save time for the cost of money, or do you want to do it by hand, save some money so you can spend it on other stuff?
Yeah, and I guess you can also kill yourself with it. So
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
So here, if we do cargo, rock, titanium. So yeah, now we have these big boys. This is where it's going to really come in handy. So try and pick these up. You can see it moves the rocks, but it doesn't actually move them that effectively. So one of the big problems logistically, of course on purpose, is that we make bigger and bigger rocks, and the rocks are very useful, but they're very, very heavy. So how do you get the rocks from A to B? Obviously, we're just in the base just debugging this right now. But when the rocks are out in the world, bringing these rocks back from really far away is a very difficult thing to do. So you can use this object to help you, but again, it takes a lot of this energy to use. It's very expensive to buy, so there's a big trade-off in using it.
You're just seeing me now run out, which is why I think these rocks can't move. So is there a way to regain energy for the grav gun?
Nope. So they're one-offs. Once it's done, it's done. So you kind of now see the trade-off with it is you really have to use it intelligently. Otherwise, you just lose it and you just waste a bunch of money.
Gotcha. Makes total sense. Great. Well, so that was the grav gun. Anything else from the vending machine we want to show off? Or are those two things kind of the most fun ones so far that we have?
Yeah, that was the most fun one so far. We're going to go up to level 2, the Mark II, and just mess with that for a second. So we can all buy one of those. And this one is just pure chaos. Here, I'll put some more flops.
Oh my god.
I
almost flinged that on Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing's dangerous.
Yeah, so oh my god. So that, I guess that's the trade-off really is, it's not even about making your life easier, it's about making sure your life is intact when you use it.
Yeah, so this one's really made for big boulders.
Yeah. And
obviously it grabs all the small stuff as well, which poses a hazard. So there's little micro trade-offs to every one of these decisions.
Oh, can I actually I was gonna say, I don't know if you could it seemed like I could pull Michael into it too.
It doesn't affect the characters right now, and I'm still deciding if we want to do something like that, but
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, the physics on each individual item is really, it's just like, it's so much chaos. It's great.
Yeah.
Cool. So this is the Mark II. Is there, I don't think I should ask this, but I'm going to. Is there a Mark III?
Only by popular demand will that end up in the game,
Okay.
which I'm sure is going to be the case, but
Fair enough.
yeah.
Okay.
Let's end on one more thing.
Yes.
So over here, I'm going to go ahead and build a... Okay, now if someone wants the honors of grabbing the mouse bot and dropping it into this thing. Well, first put the little thing down because the thing's sticking out of your back.
Wait, oh, the craft gun?
Yeah, there we go.
And then,
Yeah, okay, so grab him, and then with a nice view where you're standing up here, just go ahead and drop him on in there.
I'm sorry, it had to be done. Your cleaning days are over. No!
We added this because we knew it was the very first thing players are going to do with that little robot. They're going to try and be like, can I grind it up? And of course, the answer is yes, you can.
Now, is he gone forever?
He's gone forever, man. He ain't coming back. So we can grind up anything, actually. I mean, you can just take a little graph gun and spend $1,000 on it.
So in a way, if you don't want something, this is your discard.
That's exactly right. It's how you get rid of stuff, including me. I can just jump on.
Yeah. Go get definitely. That was my first. That was my next question. Can I grind? Can I grind Scott up?
And that's the end of this update. If you want to see more weekly dev updates, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really supports us. And we'll see you in the next video. See ya.